But I got a question though. Question for you, young men.
Part 2. Okay, 2 in 1 episode.
So I always wondered this, and I'm not too sure why it happens, but I want to say Kim is an OG character of KOF. So if you play past games, he's usually in the starting roster of the games, right? But now he's DLC. Like, why do they make some of these older, like mainstay characters DLC? Like, even in Street Fighter V, they have Balrog and Gao as DLC, but usually they're in at the beginning. So why do you think they make them DLC as time progresses?
So I don't know. See, there's Lambo's notion, but I will go deeper into why I think this is his marketing strategy. Lambo, you want to start it off, or you want me to just grab a mic? How you want to do it?
No, I'll let you go ahead.
All right. Let me grab my microphone right quick. You know what I'm saying? All right.
This guy.
Say what's up, Leon. You know what I'm saying? So what I think is you have your irremovable characters. Like let's use Street Fighter, because most everybody knows Street Fighter as a fighting game, right? You have your irremovable characters like Ryu and Ken and Chun-Li.
Didn't they remove
But
Ryu?
You also have no, absolutely not.
Wasn't there a game where they took Ryu out and everybody was upset, or was it Ken?
No, it was Ken. It was Ken, and they learned their lesson from that. So that's what I'm getting on that. You have your irremovable characters where people will flip out if they're not in the game. Hence why Ryu and the First Lady of fighting games, Chun-Li, and Ken was removed once in like the first version of Third Strike, the very first one. There were 3 versions of Street Fighter 3, and they removed Ken from one, and people lost it. So you have your characters that you can't remove from the roster at all. These marketing dudes probably listen to me like, how does she know this? But you have secondary characters that are legacy characters. I'm gonna tell you like this. In a perfect world where the costs and, the frame data and animating these characters, each new variation of a fighting game has to have the wow factor, right? What's new? What's different? Why am I buying Street Fighter 5 and it's the same as Street Fighter 4? They can't
don't besmirch Street Fighter 4 like character.
That. Oh, I'm just saying they can't introduce the same characters, from 4 base roster, 5 base roster. You know what I'm saying? And
the rosters just can't just keep growing exponentially. They have to remove somebody.
Yeah, especially from the start. The money they receive, remember, those are investors, having faith in their product. This is going to sell. We know it. Help us make this game, because that shit is not cheap, right? So you have some people that want the same base characters. This is unacceptable. They shouldn't be here. They can't do that.
Can't believe they didn't put Scorpion in the game.
Yeah. And you also have people maybe I'm just old school, but to me, if a roster starts off with like 16 characters, I think that's fine. But I've actually seen some comments where the roster's relatively small. It actually kind of annoys me. It's only 16 characters base launch. And I'm like, what? Like, you're not the one, making this game and programming all this stuff. It has to run right. Like, it has to be somewhat balanced. And people will say that that's too small. They need more. I just think people's expectations are kind of out of sync, So back to what I was saying, I ain't trying to be on my soapbox for too long. They have to switch in and out what launch characters are going to debut. Kim is a legacy character. He's a cool character, but his popularity isn't high enough as, say, Terry or even Joe, or let's say who else a legacy character? Kyo, Iori, the list goes on.
And that's exactly what they're looking for, is a character that is popular so that they can make them DLC later and make money off of that, but not too popular to where everybody's going to be mad.
I'll give you another example right quick. I think we brought it up. The king of Muay Thai and Street Fighter, his story is over. That is why, he's not here. But they also made a weird decision. His story was over in 5, and they brought him back as DLC. They're doing it twice. They know Sagat is a moneymaker. They know people love Sagat. Whether he returns older, only time will tell. But I think it would have been cool if he was a base roster character. Let's think about Juri Han, right? People love Juri, right? That's why she's here, and she made the base roster this time. It's like a revolving door. I'm sure they have a board meeting or something of who makes it, who doesn't. There's a lot of discussion, probably heated discussion, in regards to who makes the base roster. So that's my theory on that question.
No, another question for you.
And I will put my microphone up.
another question for you. So in Street Fighter V, Guile was DLC, but in Street Fighter 6, he's base character roster. So why do you think he made that change? Do you think he was just that popular and it was like, oh, we got to put him in the base roster, or were they like, oh, he didn't sell that well?
Lambo, I'll tell you like this. Lambo pretty much, I think he nailed it for me. I think that they was putting the spotlight back on Nash, and Guile and Nash play similar, even though Nash played. It's more like a Ryu and Ken. Can you tell how Ryu and Ken kind of play different now, but they still have the same core?
Yeah,
that's Charlie Nash and Guile, and they didn't want both of them. Like Street Fighter V, man, bless those developers' hearts, right? They had an awful launch, stressful, confusing time.
Dookie.
So putting it politely.
Yeah, the launch was terrible. Dookie. So they didn't want to fill one of those valuable spots with two boom users. There's always some what's the word I'm looking for? There's always some reasoning behind which characters made it and which don't make it. But they couldn't have two boom users along with two Hadouken users. You know what I mean?
But you just gave me an idea. Now I want a game where it's a 3-on-3 Street Fighter game with Remy, Nash, and Guile.
Yeah. Who's the third team member for Ryu and Ken? Sakura? Dan?
Akuma.
Oh, Akuma? Yeah.
Why not?
Cool.
Or Goken.
So did that, I was going to say, did that help you out a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
I just hope the marketers don't get on to me like, how does he know that? But I guarantee you that's what that is.
No, it's just something I've always wondered. As time progresses, like,
here's hoping Sagat makes it back. I really want him to come back. Like, he's one of those characters.
Yeah.
It feels like Street Fighter when he appears. Mm-hmm. And Marisa, how you pronounce her name? Can you imagine her going up against the king of Muay Thai? Because she's big too. I'm wondering if she's spiritually his replacement, because she doesn't use Muay Thai, but her stance, she fights like this, and she has those powerful crushing attacks. So who knows? She might be Sagat's stand-in. We don't know yet. Mm-hmm. But just a little bit of theory crafting from me. I'm looking forward to seeing Sakura, how she's grown and matured. But this is not a Street Fighter 6. Who do you want to see? So I'm going to cut that short, because I'll get the rant. But good question, though. Good question.
Yes, sir.
I think we covered all our topics, though. I think we kind of winding down. Did we leave anything out? One. Okay, what's up? What you got?
So we're missing that topic that you and I spent probably close to 15 hours combined playing.
Hey, before y'all get on this, I already know where it's going.
Oh, yeah.
Before y'all get on this,
what's up?
Question for you guys. Man, three questions.
Change it up.
So,
you got to say it right, though. Hold on. You got to say it right, though.
Question for you young men.
There you go.
Actually, a couple minutes
now
ago.
Now we can proceed.
Actually, a couple minutes ago, your microphone resembled Leon from Resident Evil.
Yes, sir.
It was probably kind of spot on, With that being said,
sure.
the new Resident Evil just dropped. Did you guys get it? You got it, right, Toro?
Yes, sir.
How's it been working out for you?
They sent me this badass Leon microphone. He got a shotgun. His name brought it here.
Yeah.
So they sent me this microphone. I want to use it. Can y'all hear me better? I'm sure y'all can.
Yep.
But I've been getting the pants beat off of me. I'm very rusty at that game. But I will tell you, the fact that I get to suplex people, take them to Suplex City free of charge, it motivates me to play more.
All expenses paid.
Oh yeah, all expenses paid. This guy, Lambo will tell you I have a man crush on him, but he swagged out.
I'm sure you guys have seen it by now.
He's a grizzled veteran. Like, he's a really cool character. I like his dynamic. He rushes headfirst into danger. The president's daughter needs help. He's there.
Mm-hmm.
The remake of this game is pretty great. Like, I want to say amazing even.
Yeah.
The villagers
10 out
are
of 10.
all, yeah, man, the villagers are all, there's something wrong with them. I don't know what I did. I don't know what Leon did. I think it's his jacket. They mad they don't have one, but they are ruthless, aggressive, uh, old school game, a lady with the pitchfork or whatever, that look like a quick little melee swing. This one here, I guess she did her exercise when the remake was coming out, that she charged me from like 8 or 9 feet in the back and would not stop. And, she gored me with the pitchfork and I'm yelling at the TV, but I had to get the moves back.
Yeah, walk it off.
Yeah, walk it off. Put a little ice on it.
Take a little herb, you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. Answer to your question, I'm enjoying it. Like, I really enjoy it. Remember I told you I had that issue with the camera? We talked about it the last episode.
Yeah.
It could be placebo effect. Shout out to little brother. We used to say placebo. It could be placebo effect when we were younger. Could be placebo effect, but I haven't had that issue with the camera in this version of the game. So they may have fixed it. Okay. I have not encountered that issue.
Good.
But to answer your question, I'm enjoying the game, and hopefully I beat it, sometime soon. But they are making it difficult for me.
So what's your rating? What would you give it?
My rating, I'll give it a 10. I'll give it a 10 because RE4 is near and dear to my heart. Don't get me wrong. Remember, I told you this is the first one that convinced me to play, and it's the original, but a little tender loving care. It's a lot more than a glow up. It's a reimagining, and they reimagined it well. So 10 out of 10 in my book.
10 out of 10.
What about you?
Would recommend.
What about you, my G? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't pick it up.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess it's just my solo review. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's good. It's good.
I will say before we leave this game review, there's this one channel in particular that I've been looking at that covers RE4. And it's basically, they do like a lot of montages of, actually there's a mod in there of John Wick. It's Leon, but he's a John Wick model. And he's just killing everybody. And it looks just like a John Wick movie, which I seen last week. Very great movie, by the way. But the name of the page is called Terak, like TERAK JK. So Terak JK. Check out his channel. You know, he does a lot of just RE4
some good work.
Clips and stuff like that. But they're very entertaining. He had one mod on there. He had the chainsaw dude had Shrek's face on there. It was pretty funny. But if you're into that type of stuff, check him out.
Cool.
Yep.
So I almost made a huge boo-boo, mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Lambo
you were
was
just trying
right.
to hide your shame. I know what it is.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. So this weekend, they had Diablo 4 open beta.
Mm-hmm.
I joined the party late, but I'm not going to make an excuse for my incapability. They told us, thank you for trying out our game. If you make it to level 20, we will gift you with a companion to go with you on your adventures. And it is this adorable wolf puppy. And they show, I'll get Lambo to pull up a picture here, but there's an adorable wolf puppy. And he's like, it's like a backpack, and he rests in your backpack, sleeping, taking a nap while you slay demon hordes. You had to reach level 20 to get it. And I failed. I suck.
Tell them what level you got
picture
to.
Here. I made it to level 18. We were almost there. I said, I'm going to put a picture right here. This is my character, Flanona, a legendary hero in other games. She actually looks like Laura Croft in this picture, hint, hint.
Yeah.
But level 18, and
there's a pattern.
I was running low on battery juice. I could not stay up. I was tired, and I let that dream go. So I will not have a wolf pup. I failed to save mine. R.I.P. Extra cat. Yep, gone but not forgotten. But I'm gonna throw it to Lambo. Lambo will have his wolf pup. He made it.
Yep.
But Lambo, go ahead and elaborate.
Level 21.
Oh yeah, cool. And how do you feel about the game?
I think the max level you could reach was 25. I made it to 21. overall, I had fun playing the game, but what I noticed is that because I played most of my time with you guys, running around playing co-op multiplayer, had a blast. But what I noticed is that after you guys all left and I was playing by myself, after about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I started being like, I want to go play something else. It wasn't as much fun playing solo as it was playing co-op. So
I'm trying to think. BLJ, wasn't it I'm trying to think, did BLJ bring it up? I thought it was another game recently we talked about how co-op made it a lot funner than single player. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought we had brought up a game that it was funner with co-op rather than single player. But I can't remember.
There's a bunch of them now. Which one specifically?
Yeah, I don't know. But I agree.
This definitely seems like one of them.
Run with all of y'all. Yeah, the co-op run with all of y'all, it was really fun. Really made time fly.
Yeah.
You know, another thing I want to reveal about myself is I suck at raid mechanics, and there were plenty of mechanics where everybody else got away, and they're like, I'm waiting for me, and I get blew up, you know.
Dead.
It's like, this guy does not
next time around, you need to be in the bubble. Okay.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yep, I got bodied. But all in all, the game left a good impression on me. I played the rogue class. I like how the build, you know, like I said, it's a variety build. You could focus it on melee. You can focus it on range. I think later on in the talent tree, you can focus on status effects, stuff like that. But co-op is pretty much the core, you know, that draws me in.
Yeah.
And I will say that mug had some nice cutscenes, like very glossy, very well put together cutscenes. So I like that as well. And they'll introduce mounts when the real game drops. So we won't be walking by foot everywhere, and it won't take 40 minutes to get across the damn map.
Need a horse.
But yeah.
Right.
I liked it though. I just didn't get my
there were a lot of changes because I haven't played Diablo 3. I've only played Diablo 2 HD remaster or whatever they called it. But there were a lot of changes that I noticed in between that and this one. I like the skill bar a lot better. The skill tree seems to flow a lot better and makes a lot more sense to me. It's not a giant jumbled mess from what I remember from Diablo 2. There are a lot of quality of life changes that I really like. I don't want to sound like the game is trash because that's not what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's quite for me a game that I could play solo because I ran through an entire dungeon by myself and it didn't hold me. It wasn't as much fun. About halfway through, I was like, man, I'm ready to get out of here.
Yeah. Gotcha. For sure. We'll see when the full game releases. I probably won't buy it on release because old Street Fighter is coming out and I want to focus on fighting in the streets. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe down the line. Man, put them guns down, man. We're trying to keep a good rate, you know. Both of us can't be showing the guns off, right?
This is
Diablo 4 and Street Fighter the same week?
I believe so. I think so.
Diablo 4 is a
y'all know where we'll
mistake.
be.